Bum, 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 bum. Ba 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 bum. Ba 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 bum. Ba ba da ba 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 bum. Ba da ba da ba ba da ba. Here's Johnny. Thank you. Hope I talked to you all. How you doing, social media family? Being of any subscribers and our visitors alike who are among yourselves affiliated, associated with, and are representing my own YouTube social media channel and our chat room comment section. Well, hopefully everyone is at least okay, if not better yet, all right, or not feeling blessed and stressed, more blessed and stressed, or too blessed to possibly become or be stressed. You and yours, your family, members and friends, or your different households. Hopefully, I say hopefully, me and mine likewise. Or so I say. And I would like to think as well, state for the record. But in all reality, I'm feeling rather a little bit up under the weather. I don't know what it is, that what or who could have caused it. Hopefully, I'm not feeling as worse as I felt like before. Well, I figured that partly the reason is these here, like these here changing weather temps. Excuse me for butchering the English language of American data. Never had claimed to have become or be an English major, so how much less an English professor? Yeah. Anyway, though, then it's all good in the hood, you know. I suppose. Well, quite naturally, obviously, evidently, if I take it to the God of my own understanding, put it in His hands, as I am a believer, believe it or not, as in Christian, aka Protestant, you know, like, you know, and to complement this one song number of a religious nature or a spiritual one, and of you know, a modern day religious hymnal, you know, for this supernatural battle between the forces of light and the forces of darkness. No matter what the problem, I go to God will take care of you. Is another good one. Or how about this one? God is trying to tell me something. Yeah, because the devil and his demons are coming out with the guns. You hear what I'm saying? And if I stand or fall, I want to be like doing so as a member of the household of faith or the family of God, you know. And if I were to go crazy, I want to likewise go crazy for God. Then go crazy in the world otherwise. If you know what I mean, read between the lines, fill in the blanks, you know. And because it is in Him that we have our beings, you know. Regardless of what or who we've been among ourselves of the few real or true believers in God, compared to how most churchgoers or whatever religious denominations are nothing but closet devil worshippers, and most churches or whatever religious denominations are into devil worship. Likewise, let it be said and stated for record. And as they and it, you know, they being the closet devil worshippers or most church goers or whatever religious denomination, and it being of most churches or whatever religious denominations, and with their blind leaders, a prosperity preacher, man, televangelists who outnumber their female or woman rival counterparts of religious nature, fleecing the flocks, you know, as they steal from the offering trays and get all that free church money, that free tax-free church money to finance another down payment of or to pay the sum total price for another luxury mansion, expensive motor vehicle or chauffeur-driven automobile, private jet, private yacht at the expense of others. There's a difference, Yeah. And regardless of how I were to speak upon some such matters, as that being, before I were to get to the original subject matter topic of discussion, and as I have given your person this icebreaker, I just want you all to know that for a believer in God, a member of the household of faith, and a family of God, can't nothing or nobody put upon us any more than God will permit, or any more than what we can bear. Likewise, not any more than what God would permit. Like the patriarch prophet Job in God's word, the good book being not only the better book, but the best book of all. Being of the Bible, the best instructions before leaving earth, regarding making reference to salvation and deliverance in Christ, our Lord and Savior, the one true God, and the only ticket to the kingdom of heaven, or to become a citizen thereof. The only fire insurance against the lake of fire, damn hell. I don't care about what anybody else says, Oprah Winfrey, etc. Former talk show hostess, you know. You can believe that lie if you want to, and you'll be in for a rude awakening once you make that transition for the great beyond or the hereafter, the afterlife, you know, following that whore that raised the beast with the 3 6s on the 7 hills, being of the main devils and demons church headquarters, being the papacy, aka the Catholic Church, Vatican City, Rome, Italy. But then, as a backtrack here, with reason on purposes being, or else I can go on to following to continue for where and when my person at last left off, and to finish up as a complete former previous prior line thought, and then to get on with that being the original subject matter, type of discussion or given argument to be debated with many different views and opinions to be possibly, not practically, but possibly affiliated and associated with and representing their, And like I had said and stated for the record before, so let me reiterate, repeat. And some things are worth repeating. You know, God won't let anything or anyone or anybody put upon any believers in Him, being members of the household of faith and or the family of God. No, He won't let anything or anyone or anybody put on us any more than what we can bear. Okay. And for that last mention, that just brings to mind now. And as I go into it, to give my views, my own personal views and opinions for the present social media video content of broadcast that will complement the name title above, as you see. And so let's begin. A funny thing happened to me on the way to a place of business, and coming from Somerset for that matter. You know. Now, as you all know, I had informed you person before. I think I did tell you, but again, if I didn't, but I'm pretty sure I did. Well, I tell you now, and then if I did, there's no harm repeating. Some things are worth repeating. You know, whereas I went to this one banking institution or place of business or establishment, and likewise the same thing happened as I'm coming from some such. And as it is involving, I'm making reference to that being some of such one of the mass transits of a public transportation system with all these different buses and trains. So I go into the bank and voila, somebody just comes in right behind me, just that quick. I'm like, well, this was another male the same thing. Like, I would have thought he was attempting to rob the bank or something. But then you gotta, that is include in some of such matters the factor how the weather's temps is like crazy at the moment. And you know, just as in the fall and winter, when the temperatures of the weather drops, which you have to move much faster. But that don't mean until you have to sacrifice safety. People, places, and things, right? You know, and so it can be said likewise. You know, in the summer you have to slow down. Because it's a different climate. Like they say, you have to dress accordingly. Then you have to prepare yourself in accordance to the weather's temps so far as movement otherwise are the same. So as I go into this bank, within a couple few minutes, somebody got off a bus, and coming right behind me. I'm like, what? I get to thinking about some stick and move snatcher run, a pickpocket or purse snatcher, all the same as a bank robber. And then, whereas that happened just a couple few days ago, give or take. And then, you know, I'm coming out the bank and I'm trying to catch a bus, train, or a bus. And within that same couple few minutes or 1 minute, another male, the same said, come right behind me. I'm like, man, and likewise, it can be said and stated for the record for both of those two incidents. If it had been a snake, it would have bit me, I would have been down for the count. If a male person of the same sex of a character wanted to, put me to sleep, okay, if you know what I mean. Be between the lines, filling blanks again. Like a certain neighbor from down hell who assumed that he has a legit personal vendetta, grudge match with me, being of a local drug pusher, dope dealer as himself is, in which I have had to call the police on him a couple few times for each and every incident of a hate crime, as he expressed verbal threats against my person. Now all I can do is pray for others, and will receive prayers for myself. And on that last note of interest, move right along and getting back to some such other. So this character come behind me, another character doing the same thing of a male, the same thing. And I don't know what your intentions are. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you could have really caught me with my pants down at that given moment. That's like to be compared on to, a stalker, sexual predator. The likes of that kind of males of the same sex outnumbering their female rival counterparts of the opposite sex. Like prosperity preacher man televangelists outnumber their female or woman rival counterparts of a religious nature, fleecing the flocks in their own right, parishioners or congregation members and visitors to their mega churches. making all that tax-free church money. But anyway, getting back to some such stuff. And so I'm like, what in the world? What's going on? Wow, seriously, though? Is that serious? Like, if I had been another guy, fellow dude, I could have been like, and back up off me and be like ready to put more action behind that word and be like looking like one who wears one's emotions on one's sleeves and be like, going around like I'm a walking time bomb ready to explode on anybody that step up upon my toes, rub me the wrong way, then risk, going before a judge, jury, and prosecutor in an orange jumpsuit with leg shackles to accompany or to be attached as it would complement a pair of handcuffs, Just imagine hearing a judge, jury, and prosecutor. Come on. Give them 99 years or from 100,000 years. Your life is over. We're talking about, that is a stint in jail being life imprisonment without the possibility of parole or attempted murder. God forbid. So that character of a male as well as another one representing the same sex, so they representing some stuff. Come right behind me, and whereas I was originally going to go through the aisle of the bus and sit in back, but I sat at the front from there, and this happened right after I had come from this bank, to catch the bus. I'm like, wow. So I can only imagine what women and children, sexual assault victims, rape victims, molestation victims go through, and to be traumatized after being terrorized, Imagine that you got a creep, overbearing, overgrown perv of a male, of a grown adult man on top of you and between your legs and going for some. I can only imagine how that is like, one of the worstest nightmares that any woman or child of a girl or boy could possibly become subject to experience, and it'd be seeming like an eternity. You'd be wondering, when is it going to end as this grown adult male perv of a man, of an overgrown pervert, has his private parts all up in your private parts, going for some such at waist level for your crotch area as he brings his together with yours, and whereas he himself is making you an offer that you can't refuse, denying you your rights and privileges to say no or to choose who your bedside companions or bed bunk buddies of an intimate sensual sexual nature is going to be. You're going to become a be, whatever I said. And excuse me for butchering the English language in American dialect. Yada. Yeah, I mean, I can only imagine what they have to go through, Whereas I get to wondering and contesting the argument, or call it a hypothetical theory, or call it whatever the fuck you want. Get me think about the Hodge twins. I ever watched the Hodge twins on YouTube? I don't care what you do or whatever you say, just as long as you keep it away from me, you can then from there do whatever the fuck you want. I said, do whatever the fuck you want. Then you get, rewards or punishment. Anyway, though, it's not cool to force yourself on somebody, even as a calorie bully or otherwise, of a terrorist wannabe. So how much less as a character is that being of an intimate, sensual, or sexual nature? You see some woman or child you want, and you just salivating like a canine of the animal species. You foam his mouth like a mad dog with radio, and you groping yourself, and you could have been fronting yourself, choking your chicken before you decided to add another notch to your belt of just another dime a dozen rape victim, sexual assault victim, or molestation victim of a woman or child. I mean, don't get me wrong, men get raped, but I don't think half as much as women and children, girls and boys, or whatever races and walks of life. You know. Yeah, but anyway, though, and getting back to some such other, not that I'm wagging the dog or changing the subject, but it can relate to what I was like saying for the present social media content of a broadcast video. So these characters, the males, the same say, they come right behind me. They didn't even bother to say, excuse me. I felt like I had been raped. But then getting back to some such as a finish of former line of thought, whereas if I were to become subject to experiencing something like that of a nature, and it would take a man that be down for, because we're gonna tussle, we're gonna box, we're gonna wrestle before you take mine. You gotta bring, how they say, you gotta bring or butt or behind, or to get butt or behind. You ain't gonna just take my peanut butter, so easily. You're gonna have a rough way to go. But if I were to possibly become a person who is up under attack like that in an intimate, sensual, or sexual kind of way, I would like to think, and I'm sure that your average person who could possibly become subject to experiencing something of that nature would like to have the opportunity or chance to not even have knowledge of it happening, not to mention somebody taking it from one without one's permission, without one's consent, then to be knowledgeable of it happening, you experiencing something such as you are witnessing, you are of a conscious state of somebody on top of you going for some, like a real life quagmire. Quagmire, the male character of quagmire for, what is it, the American Dad? No, that's the Family Guy cartoon television production series franchise. I mean, imagine that, somebody on top of you going for some, like a demon possessed, demon in human flesh going for some, tearing you up. And no offense, or not any disrespect is meant for the last mention to be directed against, even so, any, past, present, or future men sexual assault victims or men rape victims. So how much less when it comes to any woman and children sexual assault victims or woman and children rape victims, when I had gone about the theatrics life. I mean, imagine that you got somebody like, talk about the Tasmanian devil or demon. Remember the cartoon and comic book character? And imagine if you're the one on the bottom compared to the other on the top. You like, right? You like, oh, please, stop! Oh, God, don't take anybody. Oh, please. I would have much rather you took some money from me than to do this to me. Nah. Remember Charlie Sheen in that one movie flick scene for the one Hollywood, California motion picture production called by his name, title of Platoon? Remember when his senior officer of the military, the branch, the U.S. Armed Forces, he thought he was like one of the Viet Cong, and he raised his rifle butt with his lights out, and Charlie Sheen going, ah! No offense meant to any past, present, or future sexual assault victim or rape victim, but that's how Charlie Sheen was making with a physical gesture as the other white boy was about to, put his lights out with a rifle butt because he thought it was a Viet Cong coming behind him, and he turned around and Charlie Sheen was like, ah! But then it's supposed to be more than rumor that Charlie Sheen had raped or molested some boys like a Catholic priest wannabe. Not that all Catholic priests are into boys, But then Hollywood, California's movie, television, and music industries are filled with pedophiles, possibly even more than your much more familiar average rapist otherwise who is into women. I mean, the pedophiles are the child rapists. They are the worst sexual predators because they be like raping children. So when those characters come behind me, I felt like I had been raped, and this happened most recently twice, for two different incidents of males of the same sex, representing the same sex. One coming into the bank as I'm going into the bank, and another as I'm coming from the bank, coming right behind me. I'm like, what the? So watch your backs, peeps and folks. If and when you be traveling through these streets, where it's bad enough. It's bad enough to have neighbors from damn hell than to think to complicate matters. Some such stalker out in the street somewhere about, whereas Mother Nature's enough to give you the business, then it have the effects of her, to be having some such other complicated matters or compounded problem of what you have to deal with comes from her, Yeah. It just get me to thinking about something else. Like I was oh yeah, this is like a TikTok. Just another one I want to miss. Like whereas this one white girl, she was saying to this other male she had encountered, not that she is a transgender herself or hermaphrodite, but she was saying to this other male as she was with her own man and this other male of a jailbird who just got out the can, and she was saying to him while she is in the presence of her boyfriend representing opposite sex, she was saying to the jailbird that just got out of the can, looking at me like you want my man. What the fuck? Boom, 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 boom. What the fuck? I can show you that. Hold up. I got to get in here with my cell phone. Oh, I cannot show y'all that. Yeah, I still have to, finish up with this one TikTok, This one TikTok post of mine. Let's see it somewhere. DNA in this body and it needs to be in that body. No, God didn't make that mistake. Hold up. Male and female. He said, I knew you before I created you. So this character, he come right behind me. I'm trying to talk to y'all while I finish up this TikTok. This TikTok here. This TikTok post, and then I'm gonna try to show you the other. How much time I got left, or maybe going over yet. We cannot participate in this because we are condoning and calling evil good. We can't do that. So, Pastor Bernie, years ago, I knew a brother that was. So, anyway, though, I was like, what the fuck? Why is this? Not either both of the two of them had said, excuse me, at any given moment in time. And, right, it just shook me up, And I will say just as much as when, and as a believer in God as I am. So how much more would it shook me up if I was still an unbeliever? It shook me up just as much as when this one neighbor from down here, local drug push, had threatened my life verbally, And whereas he was making like, like a poker game hand, going about, bluffing me. He wanted to see if I would take him up on that. If I was playing poker, real poker with him, I would go on tit for tat. Because there was one time or another, he's like sitting, speaking upon these matters before I get back to some such. He was sitting on a stoop outside the building, like right, and he got talking trash to me, smack. He thought I was supposed to. Oh no, Mr. Kelly, Booty Chair, one bit. I'm sorry, I could have offended you. I don't know what I did to disrespect, but I wasn't mean to believe. So he said, "We good?" I said, "Yeah, we good." So what's up? You're talking all this smack behind the apartment door. I'm like, what? I'm thinking in my head, am I supposed to play the hermit because of you? You got the wrong guy. You walking the wrong tree here. So I'm like, so you leave your business card? Is that it? Okay, I'm gonna leave mine now. So that's when I dialed emergency number 911 for the police to let them know I'm having a problem with it again. And then there was another time, most recently, he was like, supposed to be telling me, he called the police on me again. Another poker bluff, another poker hand here. If you call the police on me again, we're gonna have a problem. So I said, "Oh, you leaving the business card again, huh?" So I left my business card with him. I did just that. I called the police again. And ever since then, he's like supposed to be chilling out. If anything, he's acting more sneaky now, more subtle. He's not so obvious. And so much for that, conversation and moving right along. I'm gonna try to finish up this one TikTok video, before I would show y'all what I was making reference to. Then how you all existence? That how y'all living? What's been going on in your lives? Mm-hmm. Y'all good? Everything okay? With each and every one of you? Hopefully. And say hello to those folks. Do more than that. Drop by your elderly relatives past the places of residence, because you don't miss the water till the well runs dry. Don't wait until a person pass into the great beyond and then be like at one's grave site and be talking about. You just want to know how much you love one, because they can't hear you, Dan. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You got to tell a person how much you love them. I don't care if it's a relative or friend of your family. You know what I'm saying? You got to tell one how much you love them while they're here. No, I'm not talking about like some kind of abuser, a jive turkey, or a sexual predator animal monster. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah. All right. Life is but a dream. Shaboom, 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 shaboom. La 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 la. My funny Valentine's sweet comic. Valentine, you make me smile with my heart. Your looks are laughable, unphotographable. But then yet you're my favorite work of art. Is your figure less than Greek? Is your mouth a little weak? When you open it to speak, are you smart? Man, it's cold as damn hell out there, y'all. People in hell want ice water. You know what I'm saying? You better recognize and realize, man, that weather temps suck out there. I'm like, go out there and I'm like, you know, I mean, I can feel it in here, but when I go out there, I'm like, what the fuck? Boom, boom, boom. What the fuck? What the? Yeah, she said she told that other guy first. Yeah, looking at me like you want my man. Talking about how he's supposed to be looking at her boyfriend of another male. The same said, looking at me like you want my man. What the fuck? What the fuck? First of all, I gotta finish up this video. TikTok, y'all. You know, I can show you, or I could tell you. That's a threat. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Ain't no shame in my game, ladies and gents. Did I lose some viewers? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Yeah, but how you all living? Huh? What it be like, everybody? You all cool? You mellow? Everything straight? I'm just finishing up with the last. You know, I can show y'all a couple or something such. A few, or at least a few, not more than that before I close out. As you all know, I will give you the icebreaker for that something such a given moment in time. You know, I'm gonna give you an icebreaker. I didn't say six shooter. You know that one singer, that song. That one that was part of a girl group, or that a summer such given moment in time. She had become a minister before she had passed into the old blue yonder, you know. Yeah, I like that in her. Come and finish this off. Okay. This one TikTok video. That inevitably leads to socialism and consequently to poverty and economic deprivation. And then, in recent decades, motivated by some well-intentioned of others and others by the desire to belong to a privileged class, the main leaders of the Western world have abandoned the what we call collectivism around the earth and can try everything that is that collectivist experiments are never the solution to the problems that afflict the citizens of the world. But rather, this is why I show you about Charmaine getting his ass kicked. Let's get a drop. You know, talking about Charmaine God. That's what she did for blaspheming God. God is named Charmaine God. Drop, baby. What's up? Come on. Let's get a drop.
What's up? Come on. Let's get a drop. I need a drop, son.
Okay, let me see where that other video at. Somewhere. I may have to go to my like section. Yeah. Let's see. I'm still looking for it, y'all. What the hell? Sorry. Let's see here. See this one white boy, he got charged with a serious crime. He got off easy, and then whereas this white girl, she was like, you know, she got the cracking on him, you know, whereas he got out the joint, like right. Then check this out.
No mercy.
That's not really cool.
You don't deserve me. No mercy.
That's not the one I was talking about. Like nasty. Hold up. Oh, I can't find it. Oh, don't worry about it. Okay, it's good. It's all good. But anyway, though, I hope y'all got something out of this present social media broadcast. You know, a video content for what it was. And I was telling y'all, be careful out in the streets, because it ain't nothing nice. I'm saying it ain't nothing nice even in the daytime, not to mention at night or in the evening, you know. And whereas Mother Nature is enough to deal with, didn't have to be bothered with all these different characters, be it a neighbor from down hell or stalkers or fellow street characters or like that kind elsewhere. And then some of these neighbors from down hell could probably be moonlighting as stalkers, in addition to moonlighting as crank callers. You never know. Oh yeah, look at these poor white girls. Look at that. Dressed so purely and weather temp. Like some squeezes and stank. Dress cold, you know, dress warm, you know. You know what I'm saying? Check this out.
I love to spend time with my family. They are all so special to me. I am so happy you're my family. Here's a heart to show that you mean the world to me. Here's a heart to show that you mean the world to me.
Anyway, though, y'all, as you know that I would give the you know what you call the
for the doctor who diagnosed hundreds of patients with cancer when they did not have it. Outside the court, the tears and anger.
Anyway, though, I give you all the basic eye opener. You know, I mean, that's a basic icebreaker. You know, so that was something so good in the time. Basic introduction, and footnote. Then I speak upon, you know, a subject matter, a couple, a few, or four or more, depending on whether I'm using, you know, that you know, public weekly.
It's not just the season, you know it goes for everything. even to for voices when boys begin to grow. You gotta take a lesson from Mother Nature, and if you do, you'll know. When it's time to change, then it's time to change. Don't fight the tide, come along for the ride, don't you see? When it's time to change, you have to rearrange.
So much of a lot of time that was left in broadcast until it's a moment. So I can broadcast alone.
Day by day, it's hard to see the changes you've been through. A little bit of living, a little bit of knowing. All adds up
Tell
to
the
you.
space to get out here. Don't be
Every
celebrating like
boy's a
you say
man
that.
inside, a girl's a woman too. And if you wanna reach your destiny, here's what you got to do. When it's time to change, then it's time to change. Don't fight the tide, come along for the ride. Don't you see? When it's
Ain't that
time
right?
to change, you got to rearrange. Who you are is what you're gonna be. Sha-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Sha-na-na-na-na.
Anyway, though, and after I will speak upon the subject matter, a couple few, etc. Depending on how I feel or how many I feel like speaking upon, Oh, hold up.
Put on your Sunday best, kids. We're going to Sears.
Take a walk in the sunshine.
Think I'll go for a walk outside now. The summer sun's calling my name. I hear you now, I just can't stay inside all day. I gotta get out, give me some of those rays. Everybody's smiling, sunshine, yeah. Everybody seems so happy today. It's the sunshine, yeah. I think I'll go for a walk outside now. The summer sun knows me by name. He's calling me. Hey, everybody, look at that. I thought Sam had magic fingers.
I just like hot dogs. And so on this last little interest, I would like to say, if you haven't gotten Christ as your own personal Lord and Savior, I will hope that you would think to do so now, while the blood is still running warm in your veins, by recognizing or realizing what he himself had done or did upon the cross of Calvary on the hill of Golgotha, suffering at the hands of some said Roman soldiers up on the orders of their superiors, religious, militaristic, political, and etc. But then nevertheless, he went to the cross of Calvary to become the perfect sacrifice. The only sacrifice for you as well as for me. Don't steal my trademark gesture. I have to copyright it sometime unless somebody were to plagiarize it, unless I want to risk that happening. Whereas if any of us, regardless of race, walk of life, fashion, society, lifestyle preference, the old, young, alike, both two sexual genders, males and females, there are only two sexual genders, male and female, were to profess some such faith in him, from there we become to be blessed in one regard or another, more ways one. First and foremost, with his salvation being on, which is the only means by which any of us can or could possibly get that ticket to heaven to become citizens thereof. And the second of all, with his deliverance. But first, you have got to get his salvation. Otherwise, you have nothing coming so far as blessing is concerned. And you make that transition for the great beyond or hereafter, and you don't have the only flying chance you can make a salvation. Then from there, your final destination will be just there, to be tortured and terrorized by the devil and the demons for all eternity, which left the unsaved, lost down human souls and unbelievers or non-believers, compared to how we would be across that great divide that separates heaven from hell, and a couple of like-minded believers in the presence of God and his angels otherwise. Even so, be blessed while we're down here upon the planet Earth, And last note of interest, I would like to conclude, simply saying, you all take care and be safe, be blessed, not stressed, and we out. Peace.